Okay.
Wait, what are you doing 6 times a day? Having sex or masturbating? Or both?
So I actually a month ago, I gave up my vibrator because I was late for 2 podcasts, and I was like, you know what? I'm talking about discipline, but yet I'm sitting there using my dildo and being late. Like, I'm not doing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking about this, but I was like, I'm not doing it anymore, and I had to give it up. But it is.
You're probably gonna get 1,000 views for this podcast.
Well, maybe, who knows?
Just listen. So I had to be like, okay, I'm not gonna use that anymore. But back in March, when I did meet someone, I did end up getting swollen and doing it like 6, maybe even 7 times a day. But I don't just go with random people.
See, who has time to do it 7 times a day?
It wasn't for an extended period of time. But then if I don't, so if it's a particular person, but like not like the average person like couldn't do that. You know, I'm a sucker for soul snatchers. If someone was a soul snatcher.
What the heck is a soul snatcher? That sounds like some demonic, like, give me your soul. I want the whole soul. Yeah. Give it to me. Your soul.
They want to eat it.
But anyways,
You're funny, dude.
Most of the time, I would rather like do things. I could probably please myself more than the average person could. Okay. So I don't really do that much. But yeah, when it answering the question, you know.
So you actually so the tool that is most effective is not. I don't engage in anything about myself. And I learned that from my uncle. When you do that, it lures people. You don't volunteer. Like I'm not going to volunteer stuff, but I'm going to ask everything about you. I'm going to keep my interest high. I'm going to keep engaging. Tell me about this and give me this. What's the wisest thing you ever? This stuff like that triggers thought. But then that's going to assess if she's a critical thinker. Yeah. Like people got to understand most.
And how in depth are their answers?
I have to add something. He is I'm not used to such logical people and that are so in-depth thinkers that when we'd be on walks and ask me questions, I'd be like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to talk anymore because it's like new portions of my brain are being created that are normally not stimulated.
It's like you didn't know you had muscles there before.
Right. Of certain things that I've never thought about. And he's like, well, you need to know these things. So it's a good thing, but it's crazy that.
So let me say this: Gypsy is phenomenal at what she, and I think that, and this is why I rock with her because, like, I do think she is going to be the best motivational speaker in our country. Like, I think that I see it, like because she's got a lot of things going for her already in her favor, right? But she has to be polished. So as a good friend, like, I'm going to stretch you to do that because when you get in a room with Bob Proctor or somebody like anybody of high status, they're not going to want to hear, I don't know, I can't, and I'm overwhelmed. They're going to be like, okay, next. There's 1,000.
Oh, I want to talk about my mantra too that you helped me create.
And so like these are things, and at first she thought I was being a jerk, but even my close friends, all my brothers, when we're in rooms together, I stretch your thinking because with my mentor, they cut me no slack. Like, I got to be able to articulate where's the ministry going? What's the mission? Why are we helping this? Where did this come from? How are we going to do that? Yeah. Like, and that stretches me to think. And so I'm like, wow, just imagine if everybody could articulate how they're going to apply their mission or what it's for and how they're going to do it. Our world would be like, wow, but nobody wants to engage in that conversation. Like, if somebody would have sat down with you before you had failure with this podcast, which is phenomenal. It's fun. It's exciting. It's tactful. Like, and asked you how you're going to do it and made you articulate it, you probably would have crossed some other bridges that you wouldn't have had to cross back then, but nobody will stretch. Like, my father, good man, he's like, what is your vision? What are you trying to do? Why are you trying to touch white people? Why are you trying to feed these people? What's your whole agenda? And he made me articulate that stuff. And then it was like, wow, I thought he was like the jerk. Why, Dad? Like, what? But it's so awesome because now when I have meeting with senators, judges, counselors and stuff, and I'm not in there talking about, oh, I want to do this. No, it's judge, look, okay, crime in our area downtown has gone down 17% when we did this basketball camp. If we have more bodies and more funding for this basketball camp, crime is going to keep going down because they're not in your car, still in your radio. They're at the basketball camp. Even 17% that's a success.
That's huge, dude.
And that's actually happened. Like in 2 weeks, it went 17 and then it went 30 something. Crime down in that area just from a freaking basketball camp. And this is what you got to be articulate. How are we going to do this? Okay, this is our next move. Now we want to incorporate bringing hot dogs, bringing conversation to these kids' parent. And then we're going to see, like, it's one day at a time. Like, it's like failure and error. But if you can't articulate your mission and how you're going to do it, people are not going to be receptive to subscribing to it. Yes. And this is what we have to engage more with conversation of just stretching ourselves in relationships. If you have good friends and you know that your buddy wants to do a food truck, I'm going to ask you, why do you want to do that? Mm-hmm. Where are you going to be at? How are you going to do that? You don't got a valid driver's license. No. How are you going to have a food truck? Okay. And then a good friend always says things like, where can I help? Yeah. Always watch out for somebody that's always trying to be the face of your glory.
Or how can they support?
Yeah. Or how can I support? Like help. Like not just support, beyond support, help. Because people might thinking sitting in the room is support. No, I need you to get your hands dirty with me. Yeah. Like everybody's mission ain't gonna be my mission. I got people that one of my brothers from the Scientology church, he came to help the camp. He never played basketball in his life, but he can hand somebody a t-shirt. He can, tell somebody about it. Like he can't do hands on, but like a good friend was just like, I want to help you somewhere. Like that's what.
Yeah, we went to the Scientology center, and because Joe, it's really smart to find ways to connect with everybody. Yeah. And what was it that you connected? Because they're both based on what? It was something that you were talking to the guy about, saying that, we're similar because we both believe in.
Yeah, we believe in something divine. We believe in
right. So finding that even if someone seems so far off, finding a way to bridge that it's not as.
I forgot we went there. Yeah, but then now they opened up their doors, so they got a theater there, and they were like, "Okay, look, we have to have community use this thing. So now you and your church can come watch the basketball games during the whole finals. It's like we don't even charge us for nothing, and it's like influence is better than money." Yes. Like influence is way better than money. Like you can have no money, but if somebody can be like, okay, we can trust this dude's word. We know what he's going to bring. Mm-hmm. Well, this is exactly why I don't got no Facebook, no social media. I don't need one. And it's like, I don't suggest that for everybody, but I don't need one because it's like just building a relationship with people. Right. They're going to be receptive.
You got the real life clout. You don't need the online clout.
Yeah. It's like,
well, I want to start taking clips and building an Instagram, but
I'm not gonna do it on Instagram. Not for myself, no.
Have you never had social media?
I had a Facebook for about a little bit, and then one of my, I did, but
then what happened?
One of my cousins was on there acting a fool because we look alike, and he's involved in some stuff, so I had to get somewhere to sit down because people were thinking that's me, and it wasn't me. So I was like, I ain't gonna tell him, man. But I just got off there. We favor. So people would really have to look and be like, that ain't you, that's him. And so like he was cleaning up on there. He was messing with a lot of women on there. A lot of women were like, hey, I messed
like sliding in DMs and stuff.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and showing up, and it was him. And then they're like, oh, you look there. Oh yeah, it's still me. So
he was catfishing people.
Absolutely. Okay. And it was working. And he was cleaning.
He was pretending he was you.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
That is hilarious.
And this is before I was a pastor. Like, so this was, me and my cousin had contests who can get the most women in the summertime. And like, I got disqualified.
Right.
Why did you get disqualified?
A plethora of reasons. I had an advantage because at the time I lived alone, had my own place, everything. So it's like, it was easier to just like, because they were living other places. So it was like, okay, I'm going to win this. I got unlimited time and I got my own spot. It's easy. Like,
so what made you want to give up that lifestyle?
Oh man. So I'll share that. This is good. I'll make it quick. So, I was told like there's a calling on my life, all these things. It's like I was wrestling with it. And I was told like my dad was like, yeah, the Lord told me. And I was like, I don't like that stuff. So I pissed off at him and like, hey, you this is not true. So one day I told God, look, man, I really want to for sure sign. And a week long went by. I went and prayed fast, and like here, I was like, man, God, I need a for sure sign. I'm supposed to be doing this. If I'm supposed to be a pastor, if I'm supposed to be leading people to Christ and doing this. I'm a flaw. My logic. I'm such a flawed man. I don't know how that will work with all of these flaws I have and all these struggles. And so all week I asked God to show me something, and then it didn't happen. And then Saturday night rolled around. This is where the story starts. I promise you, this is going to be entertainment. So Saturday night rolled around. I went to a place called the W.
Yep.
And
I've been there before.
I get my suit on. I'm fly. I had curly hair at the time, big curly hair at the time. Put my suit on, got my manicure done. I got a plum suit on with a black shirt, no tie, open, black pocket silk. I'm good. Well, my beard's groomed. Everything's good. And
you're
like
feeling good. You're looking good.
Yeah, I got a good workout in. Like my body was ripped.
Flowing.
Yeah, I'm single. Like it's good.
It's like let's get it Saturday night.
Let's get it. Like I said, God, I knew it. I'm about to go have a turn up Saturday night. My buddy texted me. I had a BlackBerry phone at the time. My buddy texted me and said, "Yo, I'm not gonna make it out." He sent me a text. Then I call him. He don't answer. So I go. I go to the place at the W, and it's probably like 50, 60 people in there. And I go to the bar and order my ginger ale with no ice.
Okay.
And this lady smoking hot, 100% my type. She's like, nails done, small waist, enhancements, perfect skin, perfect teeth, everything.
Enhancements.
Yeah.
Okay, be smart. And so everything's good. Like she smelled, like her perfume was amazing. Like she had her hair up. Like that stuff was like, and then her conversation was like she was engaging, and I'm like, what? And we're vibing like a movie. Like I got my sweat. Like so, it's like she's laughing at my jokes. It's a good time. Like we're vibing. It's like a movie. Like so, like she did the Cupid Shuffle, and like I don't dance. I'm just gonna watch. And so like after it was over, like I don't know what happened. The music went out, and it's like people leaving out. My stomach growled, and she's like, "Was that your stomach?" I was like, "Yeah, it wasn't nothing else." And she's like, "Okay." She's like, "Well," I'm like, "I'm hungry. Let's go get out of here and get some wings." Man. And at this point, it's like a movie. I just grab her hand.
Like you're in love. Yeah.
Like no, I wouldn't say love, but it was just like it was the thrill. Like she didn't even act. Like it was like trust. Like I just grab her hand. We gone. I see my buddy, and he's like, "Yeah, I see you, Webb. I see you." And so like I'm like, I hit you up. So like all while I'm going to this place, so we go to this wing spot downtown. We get the wings. I get it. I bless the food. According to the gentleman's guide, this is how you win a go. You just go to the table, don't ask, just do like this. And if a woman puts her hand in your hand and catches on, she sees you as that guide of guidance. Like you don't gotta ask. I don't got. Hey, can we bar head?
Well, what is she supposed to say? No.
She will.
If I would feel like awkward if I'm eating with someone and they put their hands out and I said no.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah. So you'd be surprised. So I did that. According to the gentleman's guide, took charge. I just did like this. She put her hand in my blessed the food for like 30 seconds. Hey, God bless this food for the nourishment of our body in Jesus' name. Amen. And then she's like, "Oh, you're one of those." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I never told her what I was wrestling with. I never told her like, "Look." And so she goes, yeah, I wanted to go to church, but I just don't understand it. So I literally, in an hour, I walk her through, this is what happened. Creation happens. God said, this is not good. Sin creeps into the world. God says, this is not good. I have to fix it. He chose a people. Abraham's the patriarch. But these people, like God is going to choose them to be leading. He's going to navigate and guide them. They just have to trust him. One really good covenant. He's their God and they're his people. I just walk her through everything. Then the law, then the poetry, then the wisdom of the Bible, then the prophetic books, and then the story of Jesus Christ. And they all point towards Jesus Christ. And I just walk her through everything. Like it's very practical. I made it a very practical sense. And she's like, wow, I never understood that. Cool. It's like now, like she was intrigued by like me telling her and knowing it, like with no notes. I'm just walking her through it. Like, does that make sense? Right. Okay. And then Israel has to have a king. So God's king is David. Why was it David? Because he was a man of small stature, but his heart was so good. And it's all about that. And she's like, wow, this dude is just like, wow. And
dropping knowledge on it.
Yeah. And I'm like, see, David and Goliath is not about a strength thing. David was fighting David wasn't fighting just for Israel. David was actually fighting for God. That's why God blessed him. But we look at this David and like Goliath stories. Oh, he just took it for his people. And it's like, no, David's whole agenda is like, no. I'm strapped. I'm getting ready because I'm fighting for my God. And Goliath is fighting for a nation. David's fighting. So God says, like, look, okay, when you're fighting for me, and she's like, I never looked at it this way. And it's like, I'm cool. So fast forward, hour goes by. I tell her, look, wait, you know what I'm on? Like, enough of the Bible study. She's like, yeah. She's actually, my room is downtown. I was like, oh, you're inviting me to the room. Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
So I ate them wings. We got out of there. On the way out, somebody goes, hey, man, I know you. I gave my life to Christ at your dad's church. And they're like, okay, well, and I'm like, okay, I shunned him. She's like, who is that? I was like, huh. That's downtown too. So I knew a lot of people. So it's like, we walk in and I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? You know, and then we get to the hotel. The guy that cleans the room, he looks down the hall and he's like, hey, Joe, oh, man, you know, hey, dude. I'm like, oh, so I shunned him.
Everywhere we go, people know to recognize him everywhere.
So I shunned him, right?
Yeah.
I shunned him, and when I get in the room, now this is where the real story starts. I gave you the background.
This is the good stuff.
Yeah, this is the good stuff. So we get in the hotel room, and she goes in the bathroom. I go to the view, look at the view. I take my shirt off and I do some push-ups. I don't know how many, but I do some push-ups. When I get up doing push-ups, I'm like, okay, veins are a turn on.
Why would you do that?
Was that a tactic? Get the blood flowing a little bit, though?
Yeah. So
every time before.
No.
Do you push-ups?
No, not every time. No.
You do sometimes?
I haven't done it in a long time, but it's just this.
It's strategy. It's strategy.
Right. I'm curious. That's
so blood flow. It's a blood flow tactic. Like you get blood.
And then it helps with.
No. Your body, your upper body. So you look ripped. So I look ripped. Like that's it. So I had just ate, so I'm like making sure my 6-pack is there. I had these at the time. Like I had those. I had like 12.
Yeah.
Like I got like 4 now, maybe 6. I don't know. So I do that. So I do the push-ups, and when I get up from the push-ups, Doug, I look at the stand in the room. There's a Bible open, and I'm like, really gotta ask you for sure sign. Yeah, I seen some guys that went to church. That's not a for sure sign. I need a for sure sign. So I open the Bible. I look at the Bible. I take the Bible. I look down. I didn't even read it. I shut it and I put it in a drawer. Simultaneously, when I shut the door from the drawer, the door from the bathroom opens up. It was like I shut it, the door from the bath opens up, and I can't make this up. She comes out the room. She's like, I could tell like she dialed up. She sprayed perfume or whatever. I could tell because it's like cool. And I told her I'm a sucker for a woman that smells at the place. So she goes and like does that, freshens up, and she leaves the light on in the bathroom. And I put the light off, and I put the remote on the thing. We're talking, and I notice it's weird. It's weird.
Like weird vibes?
What?
Weird vibes. Yeah.
What?
It's weird vibe. Yeah. And it's like, this is new because I'm never in a position where it's weird with a woman because I know how to, I know. And
especially
I'm like,
you guys have been hitting it off all night.
Yeah. And so now she's standing up.
What got weird? So this is interesting. So what about it got weird?
Her mannerisms and behavior was different. So
like awkward?
Yeah. Kind of awkward. So I'm trying to talk. I can't really finish my sentences. Like, it's weird. It's like this is a different person now. So I go, and I'm like, and now I'm looking, she's crying. She's saying, well, I can't. So I put my shirt on, and I made a joke. It's like, I'm not a raper killer. And so I put my shirt on. She didn't think that was funny at all. She was like, huh. Like, she kind of like, huh.
Yeah.
And like, she was crying. So I'm like, okay, cool. So she starts saying, I can't. And I'm like, okay, cool. We don't got to do nothing.
Right.
And then she starts like, really like sobbing. So like, according to the gentleman's guide, to console a woman, you're supposed to touch here or here and here? This area here. It consoles. It consoles. It comforts. Or waist if you have that like you can bring her into you. But she was on the bed, so I was kind of. And when I did that, she was crying so hard. Have you ever heard somebody crying with it like?
Yeah.
Like she was
hysterical almost.
Yeah, and then she starts saying, I can't do you like this.
Oh.
Right? And I'm like, what? So I put my shirt on. She's on the bed. And I'm like, she said, I can't do you like this. And then she tells me to hand her purse. And I look, it's like, ain't no man supposed to be touching no purse.
Yeah.
But since she's crying, I just kind of like, here. And so I hand her purse. She goes to her purse. She says, I can't do you like this. God has a calling on your life. I was going to give you AIDS.
Damn.
She said, God has a calling on your life. I can't do you. I've been praying on men that look like you all over this country, but I can't do you like this. God gave me a for sure sign. I got the school, the training, the school, like, and it's like I submitted my life to Christ. And ever since then, he's been raining on my life. When I say raining on my life, it's like I just told you about the basketball camp and things like that. Like people just endure, and people have been coming. I started my men's group, and he just rains on my life, building connections, meeting people, and it's like it's almost like a movie. And it's like, and that was confirmation that when my father had told me, like, look, God told me that you're going to do this and you're going to lead every ethnicity to Christ. And it's like, that's a lie. I'm a womanizer. I don't like this. I know my path. I want to play basketball, sell my suits, and be like, but God said, no, I need you to do this for this assignment. And that woman knew nothing what I was wrestling with, but she said, I can't do you like this. God has a calling on your life. And like, she showed me the condom with the holes in it. Like she said, I've been praying on, like that woman was going to give me AIDS.
To make you trapped with her.
Yeah.
So you go both have AIDS.
Okay, hold on.
Together.
Rewind for a second.
Yeah. So
okay, hold on. Why? So there's a what?
I thought you were going to say she was going to pull out a gun or something.
That's what I was going rob you, but that's even worse. I'd rather someone pull out a, well, they don't kill you, but hold on. What's so, sorry, I'm
so that's my testimony.
Why?
That's my testimony. And
why though? Why does she want to give people for men that abused her in life and getting back at men? Or
I'm pretty sure the guy that did it probably looked like me. She said that she's been going around praying. So I knew she had an accent. Yeah. And I knew she had behaviors of a Cali girl, right? So, and I'm like, okay, she ain't from here. I would have seen her. Like at the time, I was out every other weekend. Like I would have seen her, and like she was there, and I'm like, I knew she wasn't from there. And then when I knew she had a hotel, it was like. And then when she told me that, she said, I've been praying on men that look like you. I was like, that's God. I asked him for a sure sign. I said, God, I need a for sure sign that I'm supposed to do this. I don't want to be doing something. And I'm like, it's not my destiny. It's not my calling. It's not my assignment. But that one, like all the other stuff was a coincidence. It's part of the story. It was a coincidence. I'm thinking like, oh, whatever. Yeah. But God had to reveal himself that way. And she's confirmed. She says, without me to, God has a calling on your life. I was going to give you AIDS. And ever since I've submitted my life to Kingdom Work, like it's like it's ups and downs. I mean, it's the hardest thing about this job is pouring into people that can't ever contribute anything back to the mission, and then they leave you.
Yes.
Like there's a guy I probably helped him with $40 a week for 6 months for his phone bill, right? This dude has now left, went back and and he's like at another church doing another thing, the same thing to them now. Yeah. And I try to tell that pastor, like this dude's
just abusing, stealing.
Yeah. And it's like, I build a relationship with people, and it's like, and guess what? I would do it all over again for the next guy. Cause like I'm never going to be at a deficit as far as money. God told me if I take care of his business, he's going to take care of mine. And he's been consistent. He's been faithful to that. Like I'm not a millionaire. Like I don't have $1 million, but like, it's like God told me if I take care of his business, he's going to take care of mine. And that's what he's done. He sustained me in everything. Like there's obstacles, there's burdens, there's things that we need, but it's like, I trust him. And it's like, this is how you build these relationships. Telling people like this, look, I'm probably the most flawed man. Like you like my nephew went to school and told them, they're like, who's the probably, he's like, probably my uncle is probably the one the best. It's like, but they're like, he's good though, because we fit. It's like, God uses this. God can use the flaw, but we've been in a culture to endorse, like if you have a Christianity background, you're just supposed to be this. No, we're the most hurt people.
That's I want to add something to that. I told my mom before, and I said, I don't want to take offense to this, but I feel way more love and acceptance within my yoga community than with Christians, because there's like the videos we were watching of the Karens that sit there, like those type of women ruin what people think God is. Yeah. Someone like you coming in and showing, first of all, saying I'm a flawed man, because it takes a lot for people to admit. Sure. And then you can reach people that other people wouldn't get, because when I told you that I have my pastor friend coming, what did you think, Doug?
I don't know. I was like, I'm down.
Right.
Yeah, I was just like, I was like, I'm always down to meet new people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's why you're going to go far.
Yeah, I'm always willing to meet new people and have just like conversations with them and hopefully, learn something at the end of the day. I feel like there's something we can learn from everybody. And I have that trust in you 100%. That you're not going to bring like, any shady people over here,
right,
you know what I mean, to my house or anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the thing with Joe, which is great, is, I swear sometimes and I'm not perfect. And within our friendship, I've learned so much more about God and myself because I can be that, because I don't feel like he's this, Nazi, right? Where people don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Yeah. That's not going to help growth.
You don't
and
shove
people be
God
able to feel
down
comfortable.
No, I don't even engage in it until.
And what it says you're supposed to do actually is you're supposed to have people ask you because like, where do you get that happiness from? Where do you get that peace from your heart? From God, not because it's like, do this, you're gonna burn in hell. You know?
Yeah, and like this is like when I leave here, like even though he might have said, but somebody's gonna be like, there's something different about this dude.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's like it happens a lot. Like I can't place it. It's like people like there's something strange. This dude, he's different, and it's not. I'm not trying to be like I want to be different. So people, it's like you just reveal you're a likable guy. Like you're nice to people. Like don't make nobody uncomfortable.
Real recognize real.
Yeah, it's
what are like pastors that you've known in your life, or have you really known?
I've never really talked to any, to be honest. Yeah. Like I am Catholic. I did get like baptized and all that at a very young age, but my family was never. We were never like a wake up, go to church every Sunday. I did go to private Catholic school. I was talking about a little bit off. I did go to Queendom Horror where we had religion. We had communion, mass, everything. And I did used to pray a lot. I was like, what I tell people, my connection with God is between me and God and nobody else.
And it is. That's very true. You want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
If you went to Catholic school your whole life, why aren't you Catholic? Because I went to Catholic school my whole life.
Yeah.
That's good.
But what is it about the Catholics that when people do it, they're so turned off? Is it the because a lot of people.
So we live in
stereotypes. I think.
Yeah. We live in a society now. When you start putting boundaries and laws and the word we use so many times, accountability to play people in places, it's rejected because they think that you're saying, since you do this, I want nothing to do with you. Instead of, I'm embracing what you have. I want to see you better yourself. And the church has erred in saying, look, we love you in this circumstance. Like, we love you in this circumstance. I told a buddy, I was talking to one of my pastor friends today about like, brother, look, we're brothers for life. Just don't freaking mess with them boys or nothing like that, because that's going to put me in jeopardy being associated with somebody that's messing with them boys. Right? Other than that, we're friends for life. And he was just like, man, I'm like this. I love you in every circumstance. It's like, that's a good friendship. Like, we got to be tactful of like, there are so many flawed people that are yearning for just good relationships.
Yeah.
Good relationships.
They've never had any.
Yeah, they never had any time. And then they take accountability conversations as an attack because people have done it wrongly. I mean, like, you don't want me, like, if you say, hey man, that's a lot of White Castle you eating there.
Yeah.
I know you're not judging me. You're looking at my well-being up the road. Like, that's not healthy to do that. And so we got to be more tactful as human beings. And then that's why our mission is we love humanity. The love of God, loving humanity. That's our whole mission. Like, we implement loving humanity first. Once we do that, it comes easy, friendships and relationships.
Absolutely.
And people get in a better context of like who God really is, of just loving people. He loves his children. He loves you in every walk of life. Yeah, he wants you to better yourself. He wants you to be polished, but you have to be receptive to saying, I need this conversation about why I'm always doing this, why I'm spending 8 hours on Pornhub. Why am I, where's the root? I'm
4,
not.
But no, I'm just kidding. It's actually like 4, but.
4, okay.
Well, but how about we do a 3-part series about communication and the basics of how to communicate with people.
Yeah.
Let's do that, Doug. Let's do a 3-part series. Well, me and Joe can make note and have that be. Yeah, we'll do that. 3-part series on communication.
I want to ask you one more thing here, Joe. So, do you push faith more than religion when you're talking to people? I think there's a big difference between having faith and religion. Well, my buddy, like, I feel like I have faith, but I don't really have religion because I don't practice going to church.
to
You know what I
Catholic
mean?
school,
Every
that's why.
Sunday. Yeah.
Anyone, honestly, and I don't want people to hate me for saying this, but anyone that has went to the Catholic school for extended period of time, it's like the word religion is like get away from me.
Right.
Because it's so...
Well, so to answer your question, I think we got to realize where its origins came from.
Mm-hmm.
And if you posture your thinking, posture your vision at what you're looking at, the things that you see will change. And if you see this thing as just some kind of control mechanism and deal with not just the religion or the faith, it starts with the relationship. And once you do that, the faith comes easy. It's like you believe, we all have faith. You had faith to sit in that chair. You had faith to log on, that your computer was going to turn on. You have faith in that light switch. But that's all we're yearning for, is to have the faith. But it starts with relationship. We try to do this faith thing without the relationship. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And then religion, that the more you mature in your walk and your destiny and your calling, there's a relationship that's polished where you have more order. We got to just get away from that word religion.
Yeah.
And so what happens with that word religion, people don't want it. It's disconnected. But if we talk about relationship, like I can get anybody to hang out with me and come. If we have we started something called the rapport method. That means I'm taking you for a hamburger. We're going to talk about your hobbies, your passions, your goals, your ambitions, your upbringing. And then we're going to assess like this relationship, like, man, I like that. You like me. We're good. Then that's when I endorse, hey, brother, look, come to this Bible, come to this men's group. Right. And a relationship is built. And now when people get in a relationship, they start to trigger like, what if God is real?
Yeah.
What if God is really real? What if God has a calling on my life to share my testimony that, look, I was a guy with a speech impediment and now I have the most... Like that's appealing, dude. I'm touched by that right now. Like,
that's amazing.
You see what I'm saying? Like you got everything, man. You're a nice looking guy. You got a good smile. You're articulate. You're fun to be around. You got some swagger. I mean, these are things that will take you. And it's like, it's me being your friend extracting these things. It's like what happens in our society. We get threatened by other people's success. We get threatened by other, like you're going to be able to touch people that I won't ever touch.
Everybody by not getting accepted either. Yeah. I think too many people, they try to be someone that they're not because they're afraid being themselves they won't get accepted as that.
With how fake society is now, people really love authenticity. In this marketing classes I'm taking, they're talking about how now be real because you're the only you. There's too much fake stuff. There's too much Photoshop. There's too much of that.
Fake book.
Or the Facebook facade.
It's like people put the portrayal on this thing of like posting things when they're happy, and it's like if that's your life, good for you.
A lot of the worst couples are the ones that are always posting fucking selfies together. They're the ones that have the
happy people don't do.
I keep my romantic relationship off social media. Actually, we've been together for over a year. Neither of us have it on there.
Good, and it probably thrives a lot better.
Yeah, I think it does. It's never done anything positive in the past for me when I have been like Facebook relationships and shit like that.
I mean, but it's like why do you want the world to know?
Hold up, the guys that are always posting at their gym every day, is that a cry for help?
That is. There's a lot of cry for help. A guy
they want you to know.
A guy that's saying he's an alpha, the guy that's saying he's a boss, the guy that's telling you what he has.
So if you're a boss, you can't say it?
You can't say that. You
Why?
can't say you're because a real boss, first of all, law number 1, gangsters move in silence. This boss
like lasagna. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Lil Wayne.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. But so like it's not saying be gangster. Like I don't support violence. I think violence contributes to the lack of reasoning. When you are
I like that.
Yeah, when you automatically subscribe to violence, it's a lack of your reasoning methods are tainted or have some flaw to it. And I think as a mature guy, you should be able to reason things before. I get it. Something happens, you're going to resurrect some anger. But when you have this anger is tactful to violence, your reasoning methods are not polished. And when you can reason well, you go further. That's just a statistical fact. Yep. And so when we start considering this reality, people will be offended. you shouldn't have to say that you're the best basketball player.
Right.
When I walk in the gym, people know
Yeah.
like people are gonna start. He's here. I'm calling my buddies. Hey, look who's in the gym. Like look who's in the gym today. Like I don't gotta go in the gym saying, yeah, I'm about to cross everybody over and I can shoot lights out. No, it's gonna be an element when I'm there. If we were doing a podcast and Kevin Samuels just walked in this room, we'd be like, uh-oh, look who's in here. Right? It's just he's tactful, he's masterful what he does.
There's
like
a good saying. So I goes, when you're good at something, you tell people. When you're great at it, other people will tell you.
Yes, other people tell you.
I saw this guy with a hat on it that said boss, and the two S's were dollar signs, and I was thinking, I don't think a real boss would really have like a hat that says boss with
First of all, law number one.
You wouldn't wear a shirt.
Money doesn't discuss money, and successful people automatically assume they're in the presence of other success.
And it's really hard to measure success. Everyone has a different way to measure that and
that
determine your success.
Yeah.
There's like this thing that I saw that said 50 grand a month could be, or 50 grand a year could be amazing to someone, and 50 grand for someone in a month could be a bad month. Like everyone views things differently.
Yeah.
And both people, you can have someone making 50 grand a year and be just as successful as a person making 50 grand a month.
Yeah.
Honestly, they may not be as successful financially, but they could be way more successful in other areas.
Let me say that. The person that makes 50 grand a year, but they left everything and they're running their own business and they're running their company and making it happen and becoming something of themselves on their way, that's better than someone that is working a corporate job where they hate everything and they go to work.
Well, I think you got to figure out how much you're willing to sacrifice, right? Because I think there's a lot of people that are making maybe like 6 digits or like even just making really good money, but they still have time to be with their family, to be with their loved ones, to be with their kids. You know what I mean? If you're on your soul, you become so goal oriented and obsessed with your work. You tend to that's what you love. You love your job. You love your business. You know what I mean?
I think we're missing something too. As a collective unit, you guys are saying is good and it is true, but then real success is measured on what you've overcame.
Yes,
true, exactly.
Absolutely.
Someone could have nobody, nothing, grew up in like an orphanage, no one taught them stuff, and become a millionaire. And then there's someone that could make maybe 10 million, but their dad and their family taught them everything, right? Mm-hmm. So the person that overcame stuff. Also, this lady wrote this article that I read where she worked on Wall Street and only had maybe like 4 hours of sleep a day, and that's all she did was work, and she was making 6 figures, but then she quit everything, moved away from New York and joined the circus, and not like circus where it's like the clowns and elephants, but where it's like Circus du Soleil stuff and she said she's living her best life ever. I mean, I'm all about hustle, and I think entrepreneurship is great, and everything takes time with it, but make sure you're doing what you love, because life is short.
And don't neglect your loved ones either, too. Like, I agree with you. Go ahead, hustle, do your thing, but make sure if you're in a romantic relationship or you got kids that you're giving time to them too. You're disconnected. You're putting away your fucking laptop for a little bit. And you're like, I'm here with you right now for these next 3-4 hours. I've been working all day every week, but this weekend we're going up to the cabin. I know. I started shutting my phone off when I'm with my son because I feel bad, and I literally started like turning my phone off. Yeah, the entrepreneurs, they just get so, and I'm guilty of it. Because there's no off button. There's no fucking off button, right? You don't. Yeah. It's not. You come home at 5, but which I like that you can pick your schedule, but with someone that kind of has an addictive personality like I do. What are you addicted to? Well, I was an alcoholic. Oh yeah. And sex. Yeah. But when you get honest, it's hard to stop, and it can be an unhealthy thing, or it can be good in some way. I don't know. What are you thinking? I know you're looking. What are you thinking? Say it. Ask me later. Say it. No, I can't do that. What? Say it. What's that to do with? Ask him later. Ask me later. It's neither here nor there. Yeah, these conversations are very essential to have. It stretches our thinking, and people that's hearing these things. What is so fucking funny? Damn. What is so funny? It's good because
you got three different perspective of everything, and this is cosmic dualism. Like we have this thing of saying, since it's not what we think, it's not true. Like, so you're probably you're a bartender, you're a business owner, you're a brother. Those are all true. But what happens is we start rejecting, because we only limit ourselves to just one thing. So these conversations posture our thinking, and we're receptive to being like, wow, these are good. That's why I was like, absolutely, I'll do this podcast, because there's somebody that might be touched by my testimony today in this podcast. There's somebody I know for a fact that's going to be touched by. There's a dude that is killing the podcast that you had a speech impediment. I mean, that's a phenomenal thing, man. Like that's something.
Thank you.
You can't name another person that has overcome that. That's doing, like, I don't know anybody that did that. Like that. That's a phenomenal.
Yeah, I really
thing.
like you've said that before, but it really hit in. Like, think about that, and you're talking 171.
Yeah, 171.
Hour
and I'll be
episodes.
back if you have me.
Yeah, I'd love to have you, man.
You guys, we're doing our 3-part series on communication, so it's going to be kind of like a class. And I have my ideas. We can talk after.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah, no, this is great. Man, we're almost 3 hours in. I think that's
what? Are you kidding me?
No. I'm not even
no, there's no way.
Stop it.
2 hours and 43 minutes.
Oh my God, that was a good time, man.
That was a great time.
Are you serious?
I think that's a good. I think that's a good way to end it. Let's just. I want to give. I know we have people in the chat right here watching. Thanks for everyone for hanging out.
Do they have any questions?
Yeah. Any questions you guys right now? You got for Pastor Joseph or Gypsy or me? You know, we can hang out for a little bit, 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. If they have any questions, I'm open. Yeah. Do you see anything?
Yeah.
3
Caitlin
hours?
says great show. I like the open mind. He's lots of wows and the different engagements from after you telling your story about the woman that's ready to give you AIDS. That was
I didn't even know
powerful,
that.
dude.
That's
Holy
crazy.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's my testimony,
scary.
man. That's my testimony. So I had no choice but to be on this assignment, and it opens up so many doors for me.
And thank you for taking kind of this risk and this step forward of you just getting out there and getting your word out there more. It's on the internet now. You know what I mean? And spreading it out. There's people.
Make sure you put Joe Webb the fourth.
Joe Webb the fourth. I wrote, you sent me the wrong Roman numerals. You took the I on the right.
I know. It was my fault.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Joe, this is the thing too. Joe's anti-phones and technology, but he's very marketable in terms of a pastor. Not that I'm trying to make money off of that, but what I'm saying is you're so different about things that I think it is imperative that you start doing things online. And if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm taking care of it. I'll videotape, whatever. But more people, you want to reach lives of Christ. Well, guess what? Online, you can reach way more people than in person. Like, keep doing in person, but that's also.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like, I got a good team around me. I got good support. The church is just they're all aboard. We got good people. I mean, our music's phenomenal. I mean, we got people that's helping, that's pouring into it. It's when I tell you God is raining on my life, He's raining on my life. So I don't knock social media, but right now I'm good. I mean, like, I don't need it.
You don't need it.
I don't need it. Like if I wanted to do something and have 1,000 people show up, it's like, hey, we're gonna have 1,000 people. Like,
you got 1,000 people showing up for churches and basketball camps and everything else. Like, why do you need all this online likes and followers and shit? You got all that in real life. Yeah.
He's actually helping me a lot too, because I'm gonna start doing speaking engagements. And when we went to the casino a few weeks ago, we went into one of the rooms there, and I practiced talking. And
I thought you were gonna say we role play. And then one of them.
She's really into that.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
We had me and Doug never did anything. We had a podcast talking about that.
Role playing?
Yeah.
All right. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, we'll call it. No,
no, but and so
we're talking about things that you
that.
can do to spice up in the bedroom.
Right, and I said, I like to, like, if pretend like I may be a realtor, and then the person has to do like exchange, or like pretend I'm a prostitute, or like
you're
pretend
a plumber. You know what I mean?
Like a plumber comes in, I'm the wife, or if it's like the husband's gone and the wife, and then like the pool boy or something. You know what I mean? That type of.
Oh, that's cool. That's what you're into.
It is. Yeah.
You know, like, I've tried to role play with my girl. She can't. Because I'm kind of into that too. Just she can't take it seriously.
Really? No, I don't. I'm not me anymore. Whoever.
She's a little bit older than me, so she's 7 years older. So I'm 30. She's 37.
Oh, nice.
So I tried to role play the college kid that She was not, and she couldn't really get into that one.
Okay.
Have you ever role played?
Yeah.
Like, what do you like? What's your favorite?
Hey, man, this has been a good show.
Hey,
man.
yo, we can wrap this up, brother. We can wrap this up. Kateless, everyone, Bartheless, thanks for hanging out as always, man. Like, we go live every week. I'm trying to do more podcasts here more often. I don't really have a schedule for that. With everyone's working.
We're about to.
Everyone's working, different jobs. We're all living life, but we'll figure out something where we can be a consistent day. As far as our other music stream goes, we got the Hard Dance Wonderland coming up next Wednesday. That's going to be live at 5 p.m. Central. That's where we get a bunch of local DJs going on here. Try to switch things up other than this podcasting. I love live music. I love Pokemon, obviously. So we do more on this channel than just pods.
I would say this, too, if anybody was watching this to say, like, where's the church? It's 550 West 7th Street at 12:30 to 1:30 on Sunday. And our men's group is at 545 West 7th Street at 7 o'clock on Tuesdays.
And this is in Minnesota, everyone.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yep.
St. Paul, Minnesota, 550 West 7th Street at 12:30 on Sunday. If you want to come, make sure I know you're there, or just tell somebody, hey, you saw us from the podcast or whatever. Oh my gosh, she's tearing up stuff.
Oh,
So,
see,
be
that's
well.
3 hours long. Yep. Gypsy, got anything for him?
I just want to say thank you so much for listening, everybody. And I missed you, Doug, doing this. I'm so happy you
It's
came
been a
on,
while.
Pastor Joe. And this is the begin. Like, we just needed this. You know how sometimes if you don't exercise for a while and you go to the gym and then you're like, fuck, I'm back at it. Let's go.
Yep.
That's how I feel right now. Like I need this to be able to talk and do that. Like I need it in I crave it. So we're going to be back at it. I'm so excited to hear our thoughts. We're going to think of some cool topics. We got Joe. He's going to do, I don't know yet, but it's something about communication. You're going to learn some things. You're going to learn some things from all of us.
That's right. We'll be back.
We'll be
back soon, everyone. I choose the Doug Life. The Doug Life chose me. Peace.
Yeah.